everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada, and you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Monday night and I have been jumping on Monday nights for the last few weeks or so, sharing a scrapbook layout with you, usually a double scrapbook layout. I've been having so much fun pulling out some pictures that I took a while back and also pictures that I just recently took. If you watched me last week, I used pictures from a recent trip to visit family. Well, tonight I'm pulling out some more pictures from my trip to Mexico in May when I went on the incentive trip. I was so excited to go. And so it was fun to look back through these pictures. And that's kind of half the fun of this, is to look back through the pictures and remember the fun that we had or whatever the story is that I want to share. So tonight I've pulled out a bunch of really bright colored pictures just to show some of the colors of Mexico, or at least the colors of the Xcaret resort in Mexico where we were staying. And I thought it would pair beautifully with one of the pieces from the Simply Zinnia designer series paper, which is an online exclusive. So I'm using that. I'm using some of the flowers from the new Happy Hibiscus, because of course there's hibiscus flowers. Hey Connie, welcome. In Mexico, they're more of a tropical flower. So I want to share how to make this. I've done a little bit of the work ahead of time, mostly around cutting and matting the pictures, so you don't have to watch me do that. But my whole goal with this is to just pull out some pictures. It doesn't have to be a lot. And create a double layout at least once a week. And so I want to make sure that it's quick and easy, or relatively quick and easy to do. So I probably spent 20 minutes before I came on live getting this ready, pulling out my pictures, cutting them a little bit, matting them. So maybe 20 to 30 minutes with that. Trying not to have it be a really long, drawn-out process to create a scrapbook page or scrapbook layout. All right, enough of that. Let's get started. Okay, so you can see how bright these pictures are. I'm just going to scan out for a minute. Just so pretty. Some of these actually were paper flowers that were on one of the tables. Just gorgeous. These birds, like I said, it's really fun to go back through. Every day, a man walked through the resort with about 6 birds, 6 parrots on these. They were pieces of wood, and these parrots were on. And he walked through the resort, and he would drop the parrots off in these places, and they would be there for the whole day, not tied to these branches at all. And so these were 2 of our favorites that we used to go and wander. And then, of course, this was in one of the buffets, just the piñatas that they had hanging. Again, more absolutely gorgeous flowers. These ones actually were real flowers, not paper. And then these, if I can figure out which way they went. I think they went that way. I don't know now. No, because that's hanging upside down. I think they went that way. These were just pom-poms all strung together and hung, and just the colors are so amazing. So those are the pictures I've done. I have matted them on basic black. Hey Marva, welcome. Now, what am I going to use? I decided that this Simply Zinnia paper was kind of the perfect color, and I've got 2 pieces of Melon Mambo 12 by 12 cardstock. So you can still get 12 by 12 cardstock in. This isn't the 2-tone, and so there are in packages. They're not singles. The 2-tone you can get in singles, but this was part of, I think it was the Brights collection. So I've cut my pieces. This is this paper is actually 12 by 12, and the strips run across it like this. So I cut one of the pieces of strips. This is 4 inches wide. I cut that off the top, and then I cut another one down the side. So this one is 4 inches by 12, and this is 6 inches by 12. So we're going to start with the left-hand side. So this, I guess it goes that way. I am roughly going to glue this in the middle. I can use my grid lines to kind of get it lined up. the Simply Zinnia paper. I've used it a fair amount for some of my pictures from Mexico just because of the bright colors, which are perfect for the bright colors that we saw. Okay, so I'm going to use my grid lines. So this is 12 inches by 12 inches, and this is 4. So I need to start this at about 4 inches. So I'm just going to use my grid line to line that up and hopefully get it even across like that. Now, I cut 2 pieces of basic black. Basic black is not in the neutrals package that we have, but we do have the new, this is the two-tone cardstock, so it's a little bit lighter weight than our cardstock that this Melon Mambo, and it's two-tone. Can I show you? Okay. So one side is one color and one side is the other. So this is the darker shade, and there, you should be able to see. So it's two-tone, so it's almost like it's black and almost charcoal on this other side, which is really cool. So you almost get, once Stampin' Up! Comes out with all of the colors, the Stampin' Up! Colors in two-tone cardstock, it's like doubling the amount of colors that we will actually have. So I've cut strips that are 1/2 inch by 12, and I'm just going to kind of border without getting glue all over the place. I'm going to border, oopsie, on each side of this, just to give it a little bit of just kind of show off that really pretty flower border or flower strip. Now, the one thing to note about this cardstock, this two-tone cardstock, is if you get, I got a little bit of glue there, if you get glue, hey Monica, or fingerprints, it does show more than our cardstock does. Okay, so that's my first layout, and I decided I was going to focus on those 2 pictures. Those are my 2 favorite pictures, and I think I'm just going to put them on like that. You can just glue them on flat if you wanted to. I love to pop mine up. And if you get a layout made and decide you really love that layout and you don't want to kind of hide it away in your scrapbook album, frame it. You can get some really inexpensive 12 by 12 frames, or go to the thrift store because you will find them very inexpensive there. Or if you happen to grab some of I don't know if they still have them, they're magnetic boards, frames that Stampin' Up! Had in the kits collection. These will fit perfectly. So they're magnetic, they come with the magnets, you can stick things on them, but you could create a layout and use one of those magnet boards to show it off. All right, so got some, there we go, that wasn't so clever. All right. Clever, Melva, clever. All right, we'll deal with those in a minute. I've got some dimensionals on the front of that card, so we'll have to figure out how to get those off. But let's take this one. We're going to just take and put that like that. And then I'm going to just take this one and put like that. And I'm going to use the rest of it because I've got a title to go on here. But let's see if we can get without ruining my thing somewhere. I guess the note to self is watch where you're putting your piece down. I've got an adhesive eraser, so let's see if I can get this off gently without ruining the picture. Otherwise, I might have to put one of my flowers right there. Not too worried about this top one. All right. Okay. There we go. All right, I'll put flowers on that. So that's the first one. I'm going to wait for the title for this one until I've got the whole piece done. And then for the second layout, come out a little bit so you can see. So again, this piece of designer series paper was cut 6 inches by 12. I have to say, I'm enjoying using up my designer series paper. I love designer series paper, and sometimes I'll admit I'm a bit of a hoarder. So it's been kind of fun to use it for scrapbook layouts, because when you cut half a piece, it uses up a lot of paper. All right, so I've got another 1/2 inch strip of this two-tone, hey Roberta, black. I'm just going to put down that side just to give that a little bit of definition. Okay, so now I've got these really pretty pieces. That one feels like it needs to go that way. Okay, let's see if we can put some dimensionals on the back of these and not get them stuck to one another. I heard Backstage, which is a Stampin' Up! Leadership conference, was on Friday and Saturday. Amazing. It was virtual, so I didn't get to travel for it, but it was lovely to be at home and listening to some amazing presenters. And they talked about kits and memory keeping, and one of the things that I took away is sometimes you look at pictures and try to figure out what color to go with, and you don't have any designer series paper or maybe even cardstock that they go with. And so the suggestion was to consider printing your pictures out in black and white. And then black and white goes with any color. And I thought that was an amazing idea, because often I don't use pictures because I can't figure out what color to put them with. And so I thought that was an amazing idea, to actually print your pictures out in black and white and then use those. I purchased a Canon selfie printer, which allows me to just print off the pictures that I want to. I have a whole bunch, so when I printed off the pictures for my incentive trip, I printed off, it was like $150 worth of pictures, and I'm not sure that I'm actually going to use all of these pictures to scrapbook. And so this Canon selfie lets me print out just the pictures that I want to. So that's kind of a cool thing. Okay, so let's just put those, I'm going to put that just kind of like that. And we're going to just leave that border here. So let's bring in this. So I've got both of these. Get some things out of the way so you can see. So that's the layout tied together because they're using the same designer series paper. I went ahead, and so I've got a piece. This is the second largest of the Spotlight on Nature dies, and I cut it out of white. So this is going to be my journaling, and I'm probably just going to put it right there. And then I decided to use, this is the Happy Hibiscus bundle that is part of there's a new online exclusive that came out just last week. So you can stamp, but you can also, it's a hybrid embossing folder, and so you can emboss and cut out these great, you can see it better kind of, I did the two pinks. So I've got some done in Melon Mambo, some done in Poppy Parade, because I thought it kind of went with my colors, and some in white. And for all of them, I took, ahead of time, I took a blending brush with Melon Mambo ink and just kind of put some ink on them. I used Melon Mambo on all of them just to give them a little bit of color. So let's take and put some dimensionals on these. We'll use these to decorate. I was thinking zinnia, and I could have used zinnias, but zinnias don't feel very, even though I've got zinnias on my designer series paper, they're not really very tropical. So I'm just going to take, so I'm going to actually put that one there because that's the one I actually have my oops with the embossing folder, or the embossing folder, the dimensional kind of getting put in the wrong place and then getting stuck on that so that I couldn't get it out. So I'm just kind of arranging these. Oops, I think that one probably goes like that. Oops, that one went there. Oh, and I didn't put dimensionals on this one. And probably what I should have done, I was going to do some stamping, which I still am going to do. Almost put that upside down. I should have done that first, but okay. So, kind of got it laid out how I want it. Like I said, quick and easy for me. It's all about quick and easy because I don't have a lot of time to spend worrying about, you know, how these scrapbook layouts are going to go. But as long as it's pretty to me, I'm happy with that. So I've got Melon Mambo ink, and one of the, I like to add some texture, some detail to it. So this is kind of a crosshatch stamp that is part of the Happy Hibiscus. And so I thought that I would just take and just kind of add just some texture around some of the corners. So I'm just stamping tone on tone with Melon Mambo, and I'm mostly focusing around the flowers. I'm going to put something here. This is, like I said, I'm going to just do some journaling. So that's going to go on like that. And we still have to get titles on here. There. Okay, so got some stamping. Now we'll do some titles. So one of the things I love for titles is this is the Alphabet a la Mode dies. They're long. They're only about maybe 3/4 of an inch, maybe even only half an inch, and they're about, I don't know, 1.5 inches tall. So I have gone ahead and cut out. First of all, I put, this is black. I put on the back of the black adhesive foam adhesive sheets. They come in, what size is this? Really weird size, 4 3/8 by 4 9/16. Anyway, I put a piece on the back of a piece of basic black, and then I've cut my letters out. And so what it says is Colors of Mexico. So I'm going to put that there. I will journal later. So I'll probably put Colors of, oh dear, where am I going to put? How about Colors of Mexico down here? So I can just kind of pick these up. So the backing stays on. Oops, I've got a little tiny flower here that can go somewhere. Just put that there. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep this grid paper and see if I can roughly get it straight on here. If you really have issues lining up your die cuts, draw a line, a really faint line, and then you can erase that line afterwards. So colors, so I'm putting these quite close together because they are quite narrow letters, which is good because if you don't have a lot of room, make sure you can spell. So if you're struggle with spelling, maybe write it out ahead of time because the last thing, that is not straight. The last thing you want to do is get a title on and realize that you've spelled it incorrectly. There we go, colors. And now I'm spelling it the Canadian way, which has the U. Oh. This is the fiddliest part of this. Fitting the title. Yes, fitting the title. Trying to get it to fit in. All right. Colors. Sometimes if you have a hard time getting things straight, then just intentionally put it off. As my mother used to say, skew-if. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what it means. But anyway, off-centered and not all even. Then it doesn't look like you tried to get it straight and didn't. Colors. Where's the S? Trying not to lose my dies as I pull them off, because they are quite little. My S is all kind of bent, so we will try and straighten that as we put it back on. Colors, there we go. Colors, let's do that. Colors, and then an O. Sometimes you do have to, kind of, what am I going to do? All right, colors. So you do have to they don't have as many. They have multiple vowels for some of them, but you kind of have to pull it off and print or die cut the extra letters. Colors of, I think I can get Mexico on the bottom here. Sometimes you should think about that. I should think about that. Where is my title going to go, and make sure I leave room? But that's okay. Better done than not done. That's my theory. And so better done than not done. We're going to stick to that. All right, so I'm going to put this, I'm going to start it here and try and get this. Mexico. I love the bright colors in Mexico, which is odd because I'm not typically someone who gravitates to the really bright, bold colors when in my stamping. So we are going to Mexico in January because my niece is getting married down there, so I'm very excited to go for her wedding, and I may have to do some scrapbooking of her wedding pictures for her. Mexico. There we go. One letter. Oh, I think I've got everything spelled right. I have an extra C. Wouldn't be the first time I cut too many letters out. Mexico. There we go. All right. And the last thing, I like to put embellishments on. And I pulled out these rainbow adhesive back dots because they have some lovely, lovely colors. I thought they had Melon Mambo, but they don't. So we're going to use these ones that are Fresh Freesia. They will kind of coordinate with the, actually maybe we're going to use the petal pink ones. And I usually have a rule when I do cards that I only put three per card on, but there's no rule for me in scrapbooking and how many embellishments we put on. So we're just going to kind of add some of these. There. One more. There. All right. So the only thing left that I need to do, but I have my spot, is to journal, and I'm going to journal right on that circle, and then that will go right there, or maybe, yeah, I think Anyway, we'll find a spot for it. It actually might go over in this other corner. But there we go. How bright is that? That is just so not me, but it's just so pretty and goes perfectly with the colors from the resort. Okay, so I don't know how long I was on. Let's see what time it is. So just over 20 minutes, nice and bright. Yes, it definitely is. So just over 20 minutes for that. Now I did get things done in advance, but like I said, I probably only spent about 20 to 30 minutes ahead of going live to get the things cut out. So in an hour, you could do a double scrapbook layout. Just pick out about 4, 5, 6 pictures and figure out what your layout might be, and it doesn't have to be really complicated. I'm all about kind of keeping it simple with straight lines for some borders, particularly if you're using designer series paper. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. I'm having fun coming on Mondays to do scrapbooking. Hope you're enjoying it too, and if you decide you want to try it, there's some amazing new scrapbooking kits that Stampin' Up! Has brought out, and once a month I get together. If you purchase a kit from me, we'll get together on Zoom and make up that kit. And whether or not, half the time when I do it, I don't have pictures. And so I keep them aside and I will eventually find pictures to go into them. So if that's you and you're interested in joining, the next one we're going to do is Reindeer. I think it's called Reindeer Memories Scrapbooking Kit. It's a Christmas kit and it's so adorable. So December 8th. So if you're interested in that, get your kit ordered through my online store as quick as possible so you have your kit for that date. And I will send you the Zoom link for the class. If you're local to me, you're welcome to come over and we could scrapbook together with the people that join through Zoom. Also, don't forget about the seasonal sale that starts on Wednesday. Great time to stock up on cardstock. If you're like me, I ran out of Mossy Meadow and Cherry Cobbler. How can I do that? I don't know. And so I know I've got an order for at least those 2 colors going in on Wednesday. So if you need some supplies, stamp sets, paper, and other things from the annual catalog will be on sale starting that day. So you can check out the information. What else do I have to tell you? I think that's about it. I will be back live tomorrow night at 6:30 with a sketch for you, so hopefully you'll join me then. Thanks for joining.